for about 20 years of that 25 years, I hated what I was doing.
Give us some exclusivity.
No, I'll say it. So the album Oburu Chapter 1 drops on it. I think comedy chose me. Yeah. I chose music, then comedy chose me. That's how it happened.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us on today's episode of What is Life? An ARTcast where we explore silos of Black consciousness, human rights, migration, emotions of Black and colored people, and combustion of societies. My studio guest today is one of the best comedic exports out of Nigeria. I would say Africa, kind of. He has been celebrated as a wonderful stand-up comedian for over 20 years and currently has several works showing on multiple platforms. They include My Flatmates Papa Benji, and there's one that just came out on Amazon Prime, which we'll talk about. Please join me in welcoming Bright Okpocha, also known as Basketmouth.
Wagwan. Sorry, Wagwan.
What, man? What's going on? Thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you very much.
Space.
Thank you. Yeah, see that.
Yeah. Co-hosting with me is the creative change maker and the author, curator of Icon Brunch, Emmanuel Eben. Let's give it up a second.
Sorry, Wagwan.
Man, what's going on? Thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you very much.
Space.
Thank you. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. We're still trying to patch everything up.
Studio
yeah, I see the upgrade. Nice, fresh.
Couple of 100,000.
Please. It was grant donation.
The tax man is going for this guy.
It was grant donation. And while we're speaking today, I would just like to work on this shoe. It's going to become a sculpture, no longer a shoe. It's just a reverberation of the expressions of what we're discussing. Mm-hmm. Paint on it as we're speaking, and at the end of the show, we'll see what it looks like. What it looks like, and it's yours to take.
Thank you. 46, have you?
Really sure of the size.
Well, I mean, you can donate it back to me.
No, I'll wear it, man. Damn. That's the whole purpose.
Yeah. When I heard you were coming, I wanted to ask some important things about our society, that is Nigeria, and looking deeper into specific situations. And, the tiniest thing is what I want to start with, mosquitoes. Looking at the female Anopheles mosquito that's not yet eradicated in Nigeria. I'm looking at how it affects people's livelihood. You're looking at yellow fever, typhoid, and all those things. Algeria eradicated malaria in 2019. Lesotho did the same in 2012. Seychelles eradicated malaria in 1973. Denmark and UK in 1963. And the United States, where we are, in 1970. If malaria should be eradicated in Nigeria, how do you think that will affect the livelihood of people in that society?
When you start calling all those countries that have eradicated mosquitoes from their country, you should know that Nigeria, even when you invite all those countries for a party, like one person from each country to come to a party, and the Nigerians will come late. Yeah, like the Americans will come on time, the British will come on time, everybody will come on time. Nigeria will come late. So that's how we are in everything in terms of mosquito eradication, power supply, good roads. We save the best for last. See, now our fault. We like doing that grand entry thing, So they're going to eradicate it. Trust me, it's going to shock you in the next like 20, 40 years. They're about. So the thing is, it's not a big problem for them, so to speak. They don't feel it. because they have the means to take care
To take care
of
of the
themselves, their kids, their loved ones, and all that.
yeah.
But if you check, I don't know the figures, but malaria actually kills more people than HIV and AIDS.
Wow.
In Nigeria. And these things just from my environment.
Yeah.
We can start from there, the gutters, the swamps, and all these things. It's easy. You know, I was in Dallas, I think it was in Richardson. Yeah, it was in Richardson about like 6-7 years ago when they found like, I'm not making this up, they found like 3 mosquitoes. 3. I mean, it was just 3 mosquitoes.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they identified the 3 mosquitoes. Why people were calling the authorities, I just saw a mosquito fly by. I know what they did. They actually shut the whole of Richardson down for that period. I was there, and they said nobody should come out. They fumigated the whole city.
Wow.
Yeah, for 3 mosquitoes. So that's how it is out here, because you understand the danger of that illness. You know, we need to fear them because of our environment. We are built, you know, we don't get used to it. You know, but that thing kills. Even adults, like it paralyzes people. I've seen a friend of mine, and his brother had, you know, a malaria attack that left him paralyzed. You understand?
Wow.
Yeah, one side or something. I've seen someone.
I was hospitalized.
You were hospitalized too in Nigeria for malaria. You came to Nigeria. He came to Nigeria, almost died from malaria bites. You understand? First time in his life, right?
First time getting malaria.
First time getting malaria. Like, and I witnessed it. That thing they kill, you know. But I believe, let's see what will happen with this our new administration. Maybe this interview hits the right places.
Maybe that's what the
they'll
purpose
go like,
is.
okay, you know what? Let's just clear this thing once and for all. Malaria shouldn't be a problem to us in that country because we have enough problems already. At least if you solve malaria first and power supply.
Yes.
Because those 2 guys, they work hand in hand. It's when they take light like this, when that fan stops to the blow.
The second citizens of the
like the next 2 minutes, there's no peace for the weekend. So it's doable, but nobody wants to do it. Like, they would rather just spend millions of dollars importing mosquito nets. That's it.
Well, thank you so much. In the early 90s or mid 90s, you corrected me the other time. You went to University of Benin and you studied sociology and anthropology. That's why I asked you the mosquito question. Because sometimes you see your creative people, you don't know they're very brilliant, extremely brilliant.
I try.
You're part of the rap group, The Odds, and also part of a larger group called The Psychopaths.
Yeah.
You've just nailed this comedic performance that made you choose comedy over rap, because if you guys don't know, it also raps.
Yeah.
But you get to know at some point here. What made you go with the decision of becoming a stand-up comedian in a country like Nigeria?
To be honest, I didn't make the decision. It just happened. I think if I want to go back to how it all started, I think comedy chose me. Yeah. I chose music, then comedy chose me. That's how it happened. Because all the while I thought I was gonna be a rap artist. Like, that was what I was gonna, I was gonna be like the Wu-Tangs and the, Redman and those guys.
Method
Organized Confusion, those guys. I used to be a big fan of rap music. But then the kind of rap music I was into, the kind of sound that attracted, that was attractive to me, were unusual to the people as at the time, because I was trying to blend in Afrobeat as at the time with hip hop music, and to them they didn't understand. This is me dragging, this fella sound, into hip hop sound. Those kind of. So I would go to the studio and we make these things, and the crowd, they were like, "What the hell is this guy doing?" And they booed off stage. That's how the comedy thing started. I've said this story so many times. A few friends of mine, they came to me and they were like, "Yo, guy, why don't you want to do comedy? Like, do comedy instead. Yeah, rap music is okay, but you nail this thing, just take it. And I contemplated it for a minute. And the interesting thing was that someone had mentioned, that's called me Basketmouth. Some guy backstage just looked at me. I was like, oh, but you get Basketmouth too. So it was like the universe was like God was, setting everything right. It was aligning everything. And as it happened, I embraced it. I didn't even know what was going on. I just embraced it and I moved on with it. And I kind of liked it. And when I did the whole plan in my head, because I always have general meetings in my head most times. When I did my general meeting, I was like, okay, you know what? Do the comedy, work with it till whenever. When you're comfortable, then you can now go back to your music and complete that journey. Yeah. So that's how. So for me, yes, in as much as I love comedy, comedy was still a means to an end. Yeah. Because to be honest, it wasn't you I was telling the other day. I enjoy making music.
And you're good at it.
Yeah, I think I'm good. I don't want to brag, but I think I'm one of the best out there, man. Shit. I enjoy making music. And I won't say I enjoy making music more than I enjoy writing jokes, but just that with music, it's instant. Like I can tell, like I express myself with myself and Dr. Said, my producer. I'm like, no, guy, this is what I want to create. This is how I want it to be like, and he brings it to life right there on the spot. And I can tell who will make it become a hit. The musician that I'll put on it. Yeah. With comedy, yes, I can also tell when a joke is a killer, right? But I have to wait for a show to try it and the right audience. So the process is a bit more, stressful than music. But with music, 1, 2, make the beat. 3, 4, I've called the artist to jump on it. 5, 6, we don't mix, we don't set. Sometimes we experience some difficulties and challenges, but I enjoy it. Like I enjoy the process. So right now, I think I'm enjoying music right now more than stand-up comedy. Not, it's just not as if anything, but I have to be honest, man. I enjoy making music. And so everything just went from, we came back, we circled it round,
You are circling it round because I feel like based on comedy now, in Nigeria alone, you haven't done a show for almost 6 years.
Yeah, I've not done a show for about 6 years. Wow, damn. Is it 6 years? It's 2003. Maybe about 4 years, 5 years.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah. But I'm
working on a show.
I'm working on one. But for all the people that witnessed Basketmouth Unprovoked, now what I did was, I stopped doing active stand-up comedy for about 6 years, but I did my last show about like 4 years ago. To be honest, then I got tired of doing stand-up. If I want to be real, I just got tired of the whole thing because I'm a stand-up comedian, not an MC, not a master of ceremony. But unfortunately, our society will box you into that space of being an MC. So it was choking me for years. I did comedy at stand-up and everything, MCing for about 25 years. It was, for about 20 years of that 25 years, I hated what I was doing. I hated the fact that I was hosting events. Like every time they book me for an event, reluctantly I just go and do it. But it wasn't what I enjoyed doing. What I love doing is to get on stage, do my 30-minute stand-up, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours, whatever it is, and just leave. Like, not to MC. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to call on the chairman. So I was just doing it. I was dying inside. So because if I didn't like what I was doing, I was like, you know what? Focus on TV for now. Focus on music. And build these things and then go back to stand-up comedy. And when you go back to doing stand-up comedy, not MCing. So right now, it's almost impossible for me to take a booking that, MC booking. Stand-up comedy, yes. And the show that I'm doing, like back to that question, the show I'm doing, based on the fact that it took me 6 years to come back and say, Bright, hold that mic again. I had time to prepare. I had time to put myself together. I've gone through a lot of things in my life to, make fun of or create materials from. And the set right now is unbelievably perfect, so to speak. And I think I mentioned it to you that I think is one of my best sets. And I'm happy I'm ending a tour in Nigeria. And guys, you're in for a swell time. It's going to be Basketmouth, unprovoked. Never been seen before. You've never seen me like that before. And I'm excited about it. And yeah, that's where it starts. I'm using this Ninja show to, let's do it all over again. Let's kick some ass.
How many cities have you toured recently? And
this year,
Nigeria, yeah.
Collectively, since the beginning of the year, since January till date, maybe I've done 45, 45, because I know I did.
And there's a reason why I asked,
Yeah.
We're trying to get in touch with you last year. You were in South Korea.
And from
there, we had to link up this year. You were back to Nigeria, then to Toronto to...
Yeah, I've been traveling a lot. Yeah, I travel a lot. So it's because of I came back. So what happened was when I announced the tour in February, a lot of people that have been wanting to book me now, so because I shut it down for about 6 years. So people have been waiting. Promoters like, man, when are you touring? We would like to do your tour. So when I announced it and they saw that, okay, this guy is back to touring, everyone started booking. You won't believe that I would have done a tour this September, but I was like, nah, I'm not doing it. As much as the money shot was dope, but because I have the show to promote in Lagos, so and that's in November 26th. So I had to decline the offer. But yeah, about 45 cities so far. Yeah, they're about.
Would you say touring is exciting to you?
Yeah, I love touring. I love. So the thing is, because of it's exactly what I've always wanted to do.
The reason why I asked that question because I know that even when you're touring, you're always wanting to go back to Nigeria because there's also so many things happening at the same time.
So I enjoy touring, but yes, I love my country. I want to go back, and because of I'm also producing content for clients, and I've got some endorsements that I have not worked on their project yet, and they are choking me with the demands and all that. So most times that I have to fly back, do their stuff, and come back and continue what I'm doing. But yeah, I actually really and truly enjoy touring because it's easy. It's easy for me. It's easy for it's easy for my soul. Yeah, so my soul is happy again. That's the truth. Like when I was doing what's it called, MCing and all that, I wasn't happy. But now
because it wasn't a work of art for you.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it was just... So now I just get to the town, go to my hotel, get ready, get on stage, do an hour, 30 minutes, kill the crowd, and I bounce.
Sometimes 2 hours.
Sometimes 2 hours.
And they had to come tell him we need him off the stage.
Yeah, I started having too much fun on that stage. I think I've done 3 hours before in Houston. I remember about like 8 years ago.
Because I know when you're like in your mood.
When you're wired,
I can't stop.
It's like
I love it.
Back to back.
I love it. I love it. So right now I'm back to doing what I actually love. And I said I was going to resign. I'm going to drop the mic in 5 years. Yeah, I think I'm still going to drop the mic in 5 years, but I'm happy that 5 years will be enjoyable because I'm doing what I love doing again,
I mean, you keep reaching all these milestones in your career.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of time where, the process, it just keep getting to a point where you get there and you find more for the challenge.
Yeah, that's what I do. Sometimes I'll just stand in front of the mirror like, Bright, so is that the best you have? So this is it, the Basketmouth. Now what if you do with this? I'm useless, so I'll now start psyching myself and gingering myself. So, okay, you know what? Don't worry, I'm going back. I'm going to do this and do that. Because I like challenging myself. And I just challenge myself against you guys. I am for a swell time because I'm about to do some new stuff. I'll fuck you up, man. Shit. I love it. The new stuff that I've created, they're really dope. They're fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Two things that have always been involved in your creative life, maybe at some point you're either directing or creating entertainment for people, whether in movies or you're producing in the studio.
Yeah.
And also standing up in front of the crowd and performing as a comedian.
Yeah.
My Flatmates, tell us how that came about, how that was birthed, because it was one of the periods I saw you, just like how you're saying, you want to focus on being a stand-up comedian, but you focus your talent on another new form of creativity where you can express yourself in a different way.
Yeah.
Bringing together this group of actors, comedians who can birth your idea and make it something that people can enjoy.
Yeah. My Flatmates. So my Flatmates, the first time we conceived the idea of My Flatmates, I think it was about like 22 years ago.
Wow.
Then I used to live in Ikboria Estate. So myself, Kayode Peters, and it was my first flat. It's a 3-bedroom flat. Yeah, 3-bedroom flat in Ikboria Estate. So we had about like 15 people living in that flat.
Wow.
Yeah, sometimes it's more. I don't want to mention names, but some of the people
you guys know themselves.
The people you guys celebrate right now, people with the pop, he went through the house. Because what I did, I'm that guy that once I once I open it, man, everybody, I go through. So when I got a house, I was one of the first amongst my peers to get a crib. So I like, guys, you can come stay with me. So while we're staying there, a lot of crap was happening. So one day, myself and Kayode Peters, they sat at the dining table, looking at everybody. Some were playing what here, this one here, they are eating. Some people are arguing in the room, or just, and the idea came up. I was like, no, we should do a show. And that's how the name came up, Flatmates. And we started doing it. And I think we did it for about a year. Then I was just doing it because I've always wanted to do TV. And if you look at it, not like I'm following their style, but life, I don't know, the universe keeps, doing its own thing, And yeah, they do me anyhow. So there was a time I tried to shoot a drama series. It was like in 1998.
Wow.
Yeah, it was in Festac Town. I didn't know how, but I found myself directing it. So that video never came out. Then when I got the opportunity to do with Kayode Peters, who has an experience in TV, it was easy. So we did it for a year, then I left because I had to focus on stand-up. I just started doing stand-up then. I felt it was going to distract me, and it did. So I left. The show ran for about like 2 years more or thereabout before it was stopped. Then, like, maybe about 19, 18 years down, I can't remember now. I can't do the maths. I don't know how to calculate money. If I just said $2,016, I forget that. So, by 2016, an opportunity presented itself, and Kayode Peters again called and tried to convince me to bring it back, that we should bring it back to TV because there was an opportunity then in multi-choice.
I see.
I like, okay, no, let's try. Then one guardian angel, his name is Efosa. Efosa was the one that did that actually made everything happen so far. So I spoke with him and he linked me up with, then he used to work with, Africa Magic, Mnet then. And he worked under to like a week. It was commissioned. Wow. I was like, damn, okay. Because I had it took me about like 3 months or so, or 4 months to agree to it because I needed to be sure that that's what I wanted. Because so I was having general meetings, think here, and I knew it was going to affect stand-up comedy. Okay. I knew it was going to affect me personally. So I had to take the risk. Actually, the pros and cons are like, okay, Bright, if you do Flatmates, this is going to happen, that will happen. Are you ready to take the risk? Okay, you know what, do it for some time, then go. So it was a tough decision. And I'm happy I took that decision. Then we started Flatmates. And one of the calculation was, I figured out that the comedy industry was going to get
saturated.
It was going to get polluted, after a while, because now we have a lot of comedians just copying and pasting and all this stuff. And I knew it was just a matter of time before it will crash. And I was like, you know what, go to TV, get your screen time, create an avenue where you can also, it's like a platform for other comedians and all that. And I took that decision, and right now Flatmates is number one in Africa, man, for the past 7 years. Yeah, go think about that.
So you'd say a lot of your ideas are birthed from everyday life in Nigeria, because there was, I'm not sure what to call it, not a skit that you did one time where there was a driver, I'll let you talk about, where there was a driver driving instead, and you had told me how it was birthed, because in art there's something called duality. People are looking at the work as is, thinking it's just to be funny, just to laugh. But the creator is looking at it from another perspective, teaching you proverbs or teaching you riddles or giving you yardsticks of life. As an African coming from Nigeria, not is given to us. And that's the reason why we're doing stuff like this, to teach the younger ones that nothing ever comes to you. There are yards in life where you can borrow from and start creating new things. But going back to that specific work that you created, what was your idea behind it? Why were you thinking a blind guy should drive a van full of people? Because a lot of people have seen that work, and
there's a lot of messaging
they
there.
don't understand it.
A lot of messages.
I know as an artist that you don't like to give the message behind some work. You like people to figure it out for you, but if you can, for me.
So most of my materials, I hate it when people can figure it out. It makes me feel like I'm lazy, right? Which is why when I create a material, I can start from point A and go to point D and Y and Z, then to M and W, and the next thing I'm back to point A.
Yes.
You understand? It all makes sense at the end of the day. Together. So it takes the creative process. I don't know how I do it, but once I conceive the idea, when the idea comes and I'm like, okay, Bright, there's something here. I start working on it every now and then, and until it's not watery anymore, right? And also I try as much as possible to throw in a message in everything that I do, because I feel like I have a platform, and I owe it to myself to either do good with it or just not be bothered about anything. So since I have the platform, I'm like, okay, Bright, why don't you use this platform to pass certain messages? I'm not a politician, I'm not an activist and all that. I'm a comedian, and comedy, we deal on issues, current matters, family issues, everything, everyday life. And it will be insensitive to my art if I have such opportunities and I don't use it. So when I created that one, I think the name of that skit was The Transporter or something. I can't remember. The Transporter. Something like that. When I created it, I was actually telling a simple story about Nigeria, and I was like, okay, how can you tell a Nigerian story? That was the task I gave myself. That was the first question I asked myself. Bright, can you tell a Nigerian story in less than 3 to 5 minutes? And I was like, okay, I think I can do that. And I started processing the whole thing, and I was like, okay, it's going to be a driver. And it kept going. Like a driver carrying different people and a boss taking them to destination, which depicts the president taking the country to a better place, the next level. Then I started throwing all those things in. If you watch that video, you will see that I was wearing a white, tank top and a green pants, shorts. That was Nigeria. That was me representing Nigeria. Wow. And if you notice, I was asking for money. I was begging for money. That was when Nigeria, we used to look around. We used to beg for loans.
Yeah.
And we've not borrowed money for a while. So at least for a year now, thanks to our new president. In actual fact, we've not borrowed money since he came into power. And I don't think we're going to borrow. Yeah.
You spoke about social media.
Mm-hmm.
How has that been either an advantage to you or a disadvantage?
No, it's been an advantage to me because it doesn't control me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I control it. And I've come to realize, I've come to accept it and, make it become a part of
your tools.
Yeah, my tools. And okay, for instance, now, social media doesn't bring value to me. I give value to social media.
True.
Right? And because, if you look at it, from a proper perspective, it's my content there.
Yeah.
I'm the one servicing my page for the community that I entertain.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm the one creating to put up there. They just give us a platform to showcase our skills. So it's left to you to use it as a tool to sell yourself, or to use it as a tool to let other people know your business, or to sell whatever your product you sell, whatever, different people with different agendas.
Whatever you're promoting.
I decided to use it as a tool to market the product that I'm selling, or the product other clients that are interested to use me as that conduit, the conduit to sell to the audience and the consumers. So, and I like the people that once social media controls you, you know those people. When you see them, we're like, they said this thing about me, I have to go and explain. They said this in this one, I have to go and do that. Then you're being controlled. You don't take your personal life and go to social media, where a lot of 99%, 99.9% of them, you don't even know them. They don't even know you except for the things you have put up. So for you to go out there and start throwing out your personal matters, you actually I'm sorry, but you are doing too much, and it might not affect you, but think about your kids. Because the social media space doesn't forget, so there are certain things that I will never do on social media. I don't even respond to people. I think if I've responded to, all these things, I think it's just once in my entire career, and it was because of I needed to, and yeah, so I use that as my tools, an advantage to me. And to be honest, it's a big problem as well. And I see it.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people, start becoming slaves to it. Now, if you go to my page, you'll see that 90% of the things that I put up are all contents. It's my trade. It's what I do. I try as much as possible not to put my personal life up there. I try, and right now, I've perfected it. Now all you see is just work. Yeah. So there was a time when we had just print media. Whatever you see on the print, you read it, you consume it. There's whatever the person says, if it offends you, that's your business. There's nothing you can do about it. The days of Global Excellence and Comium and Fame magazine and all these magazines, there was no platform. There were no platform. There were no platforms for you to go and, express yourself and tell the person that this thing you said was rubbish. Your father, a dead man, may God thunder fire you.
You'll go and find them in their house.
Yeah, those kind of things. Before, if he pay you too much, you go meet the person for road and tell the person yourself. But now, social media has given people the tool and an avenue to express themselves. And you need to understand that not be everybody do okay.
True.
And that's the truth. Sometimes you see some news on the blog and you go and read the comments and you just be amazed.
The comment section is always live.
You be amazed.
Comment section is
like,
a whole club.
How can someone think this thing and type it and read through it and believe that this thing he or she is saying makes sense? And they just post it. So, yeah, some people just have fun with it. Some people, you know that some people are intellectually gifted with their response and all that. Those ones, I like them. I like those kind of, interesting observations, substance and all that. substance. When you say something, even if you are being a critic, you understand, it is, it has a base, it's got substance, you're making sense. That's fine. But some people will just come and just say rubbish and just do. And there's a lot of hate. There's a lot of hate in that space. People hate each other. And I'm not shocked. You know why? We live in a country where, I don't know the last time they did it, but it happened. When they just say, oh, ole. You just see like jungle justice, 20 people will just go and burn this person. They won't hand him over to the police or anything. They'll just burn the person. And most times the people are innocent. So if a Nigerian or a group of Nigerians can gather, it happens often, Alu4. Those boys were not indicted or prosecuted or anything. And they killed them, innocent boys. And if they can do that, to someone in real life, what do you think they'll do to you online? Do you get? So that's what I tell people most times. Don't wait. Don't wait to be loved. Don't look for it. Just do your job. Just don't care about anything. The ones that will love you will love you. The ones that will hate you will hate you. And there's nothing you can do about it. And until our kind, celebs and all that, until they start understanding that even when there's a post about you and there are like 300 terrible comments, it's just 300 from a country of over 200 million people. How can 300 comments, even if it's 5,000, even if it's 100,000 comments,
not even up to 1%.
It's not even up to 1%. Why would you let that make you lose sleep? Do you get? It's when about like 1 billion people now come and have, like, they come and they have you see 1 billion comments, then there's a problem. Sometimes I look at this whole thing, I'll see some people comment. The first thing that comes to my mind, there's a way I process it. I'm like, I don't know, when you just see some kind of comments sometimes from my page or wherever, people, they talk or anything. I'll look at this one. Maybe my career, I even feel senior you. So when and it's true, I'm 25 years in the game. Most of these guys saying this, they're like 23. Yeah. When I was cracking jokes, we were still a spark. You understand? So I'm like, why can't they respond to you? Why will I even let you get me upset?
And it all plays into it very well, because at the end of the day, it's like when you start attaching to that energy, it feeds you so much where it starts ruining even the actions that you come after that.
Yeah, it affects you. Yeah. Mentally it does, because most people don't know. And for me, the trick is, it's good you said that. This is the trick. For me, what has saved me for the past 25 years is love. Most people don't know this, because if they know self, most people know this. We won't be in the kind of mess that we are in. If we love one another, if we love ourselves the way the Bible, the Quran has taught us to love ourselves, there won't be wars. There won't be anything. There won't be embezzlement. There won't be nothing. Because if you love yourself, you love your neighbor, you will not do things that will put them in a mess, like embezzling $60 billion just for yourself. Are you a madman or woman? What is it?
You feel empathy.
Do you understand? You feel some empathy before you do it. But because of people don't feel any empathy, people are just wicked, they don't care. That's why it happens. And it's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate that we are in that space where hate overpowers everything else, love and everything else.
That's a very good segue to
trust me, once you love each other, and it helps you as a person, like what you said, if they trigger you and you get upset, you're angry, the energy in you is already flawed. You're messed up. The things that God wants to give you, those things that were supposed to come your way, it don't go. And it might be the devil trying to mess with you. So you miss the opportunity and you fall into it. I've fallen into it before several times, and I learned and I taught myself how to not let it. Like if something happens right now, I just don't look at it in a way where I'm like, I don't look at it like I'm inside the situation. Yeah. Once it happens, I take myself out of the situation and look at it and go like, okay, what if this happened because this was supposed to happen and this is happening? No, just wait it out. See how it goes. Don't you they see I'm not I just no, this is a sign. Like when I don't get what I want, like maybe I lose an opportunity, I don't care. Oh, once it happens, I'm like, okay, God doesn't want me to get this.
Failure is a learning curve or two or a lot.
God doesn't want me to get this. And eventually, maybe after a week or two, and I'm like, see, God don't want me to do it. And it comes back and it's even better. And it's just a state of mind, you know.
To tackle electricity, how would you do it?
To tackle electricity. Yeah, there are different options right now. First of all, I would like to find out why all the dams and all that ain't working. I would like to find out the whole, this is the kilowatts and all these things. I don't know the terms.
How many megawatts we can produce, how many kilowatts we can give each houses and all that stuff. Yeah.
Check it with numbers. Let's do numbers now. First of all, it needs to start with a census.
Yes.
A proper one that is not rigged. A proper census. So you know the amount of people living in a certain area. Then you know the amount of power that must be allocated to that area. Then you have the windmill. We have all these things. We have space for windmill. It's tropical. So you can build thousands of windmills. But, you know, because I don't know, a lot of people have been talking about, because of the generator, the people that are importing generators, they need to make money and all that. You see, the same thing. It's greed. You understand? Because it's only, I've not traveled. I never see generator for America before.
You only need it for camping, off-road projects or
off-road projects.
Camping.
Even in Ghana, it's hard for you to see. No, not even light. People selling generators. If you open that business, you go bankrupt. South Africa now, they are having their light shedding and all those stuff. But at least there's now an app. No, dude, there's an app.
To know when
your power will go off. So you know that, okay, on Tuesday by 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So you can do all you need to do.
Time frame.
Wow.
That's South Africa. We were there when they had, you know what they went through now. We were there. And they did all these things. It's all about planning, my brother. It's all about the leaders.
Okay.
There's a lot that if I become the president of Nigeria, there's a lot of problems. I cannot say, I will fix it. But I know that I'm going to come up with brilliant ideas that will make the country progress. One of the things that we're not doing is scholarship funds. Proper one. A proper scholarship fund where you give these people scholarships, go through masters, but they will sign. So when they are done, they will work for the government for like 2-3 years.
And they pay back.
And so to pay back. What have you done? You're training these guys to go out there, accumulate knowledge and everything, come back and work for you. The doctors we have abroad, they're unarguably some of the best we have in the world. The Nigerian doctors, they are amazing. Mm-hmm. Why are they not in Nigeria? Because the environment, the medical environment is not conducive. I know a medical student that left medical school, or rather not like left, that decided not to further it, right? After she experienced the death of the Green. Mm-hmm. She was there, she witnessed it, there was no power, there was no light for hours.
And he was still alive after that accident.
Still alive after the accident. There was no light. I've seen these things happen.
Your boss.
Yeah.
Horoscope. You've dropped 2 wonderful projects. Beautiful. If you haven't listened to it, I think you should go listen to it. Your favorite artists who have dropped banger, go listen to the artistic works they've dropped in there. They've worked with him on in there. But for this new project you're dropping soon, you have Peruzzi.
Yeah.
Reminisce. Timmy Dakolo. Fowls, I need you here.
Mm-hmm.
BOJ, come from UK. Yeah. Shatawale, all the way from Ghana. Come represent Ghana. Bayani. And a lot more wonderful people.
Yeah.
What does Uburu mean to you? We'll get into the project in itself. To you, what does that mean? Looking at your artistic career as a creative person, not as a businessman, not looking at the creativity in the work itself, but looking at your milestone yourself, what you've been able to do starting from day one.
Okay.
What does Uburu mean to you? And sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right.
Uburu, yeah, you tried. So Uburu means brain. And we all need the brain to function, right?
Thank you.
Like it's the core of everything. The pain. If you get injured, it goes to the brain to register it as pain. There's a nervous whatever. I don't know the breakdown, but the brain is the core. So what happened was I said to Dr. Seth, I said, my next album, the title of the next album, the name is going to be Uburu. And they said, what does it mean? I said, brain. But I now kept it. So then I said,
what language is that?
It's Igbo.
Okay. But those not.
So
I'm Yoruba, I still didn't know that.
So when we started working on the album, then I had kept the Uburu name on one side. So I was like, let's work on the album and see. So the more we're working on the album, the more it was resonating with the name I had given it. I was like, okay, this is perfect for the name. Perfect. And, it's the album is a 2-part album. Okay. It's called Uburu Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. And the reason we did that is simply because the brain is in 2 parts, left and right brain. Left and right. So we're doing the left side of the brain and then the right side of the brain. And we've not released the final artwork. It's actually a diagram of the brain. And we'll point out all the key places and allocate it to each artist according to their input to the album and what the brain does.
That is brilliant.
Yeah, so for everything that they did, I'm going to check the diagram of the brain. If this person put this stuff and is related to this function of the brain, that's where the diagram is going to be linked to. So for me, Uburu is just, the brain is everything because, guy, I won't lie to you. My brain are 2 brain I get.
That's why I was asking what it means to you. It's and I saw the caption of the brain.
Yeah, it's for me, like sometimes when I'm with Manny, when I create some things, I'll look at Manny, I'll say, man, Manny, this head they walk. This head they walk.
They just discovered aliens, and we'll get back to the album. Are you sure the aliens didn't donate one of them?
One extra one.
They didn't come touch. Yeah, they're like Nigeria. One of this brain.
No, it's amazing. I'm beginning to have a lot of fun with it, And when I discovered the ability and how to use it, I was like, man, this is fun, because the only thing that I need to do in order to tap into that space is my heart.
Okay.
So the first thing I do is I make sure I'm at peace. I'm happy with myself, my inner self. And when I'm at peace, it flows. That's when I'm able to, because the brain is just in tune with where, you understand, my heart is, and it creatively just keeps coming. So for me, the brain is everything in terms of the creative part of it, because when you get the inspiration, you don't get brain to process them. You won't even be able to identify. You can't download. You can't even. You're not able to identify your past. So the album is Uburu is going to be my best album, and I say this with all level of confidence. He has heard the album. He has heard some of the songs.
Oh, so yeah. Where was I?
I'm going to jam some for you. So, the first album, Yabas, was a soundtrack to Papa Benji.
Okay.
So it was done in that way. We had to let the Papa Benji story reflect on the album. Horoscopes is a soundtrack to the movie coming out, Scorpio, a movie I'm working on. I've been working on it for a very long time, but finally, I hope it's going to come out next year. It's the soundtrack to that. So it was threaded into that. So we knitted it to fit the movie.
Original soundtrack. Yeah.
But Uburu is my first album, my first studio album that has no link to screenplay or movie, anything. This is
soundtrack,
proper sound, and I think we smashed it. Like it's amazing. Like, you're not gonna stop that. I listened to that album like 6-7 times a day, and minimum on repeat. Now you heard me always. I'm enjoying it. I'm looking for faults. I can't find any. I'm looking for, what we can do to make each song better. I couldn't get anyone. I couldn't find anyone. And that's what I do with every album. But I've spent more time on Uburu than any other album.
Wow.
So I'm very confident about it. And I believe that from this point, I'm not doing any soundtrack album anymore. Okay. No more. I'm doing just proper studio albums. And I think I've been able to unlock that part. Like, I left it for a very long time. And when I did Yabas, it was okay. The whole story was okay. But Uburu is intentional. Uburu is actually very intentional. The sound, the selected artists. If you hear what some of these boys did on the album, you will not believe it. Like, it's Lekon. So let me not say anything. Let me just leave it. And the album is wicked, man. It's the best album. And I don't want to talk too much because some of the people that are featured on the album, some of them don't release albums. So if I go to say it's going to be the best album of the year, they will say, no, so, your album, But these guys created magic. They gave me all masterpiece. Le J, Fowls. I've heard Fowls spit, right? But this guy puked on the album. He didn't spit bars. This guy, he puked bars. Like,
I mean, your A&R game has always been top notch. When you do your albums, like, I think that's one of the best things about you is also the fact that you have so much. You already picture the things that you want, I guess, be based on your writing ability. Because when you write, you already have it in the
picture, and that's how I work. I see music in pictures.
Exactly. So by the time it's playing into something that you've already put it in place in your head to the point when it's now you unravel it. It's perfect.
Perfect.
And
So
you use that so much in music to where your execution is perfect.
Yeah, it's a trick. So when I figured it out, I was like, okay, so I actually see music before I hear the sound.
Oh, wow.
Like, I don't...
You see the colors, so it's like...
I see it in colors,
You see blue notes, red notes.
Oh, Pharrell said the same thing.
It was, if I'm correct...
which means me and you are supposed to be friends. We're on the same level, G.
I saw him with Adekunle, so you need to get...
there's someone I would love to meet, and hopefully I'll get to meet him.
I believe he does see it in colors. I'm not sure what the colors are, but there are a couple of people that see music in colors. Yeah.
Shit! I thought it was just me. I don't really follow most of the interviews and all that, but I see it in colors as well. So anytime we create a sound, even before the sound is ready, I'm like, is this person that'll do this? This person will do it, and we'll feature this person. Then we'll use this person. Don't worry, let's not feature anybody that will spoil it.
Yeah.
Because I've already seen it. It's like painting. It's like so what we'll do is that there's a canvas, a white canvas, and we start. We know what to do and everything. So with the album, right now we have 6 songs, but we actually have 13 songs. So what we did was like, okay, you know what? Let's make it 17 and do 7/7, or we do 7/10. I want to do 7/10. Like I want the part B, the chapter 2 to be like, and I want to throw in, I'm still trying to convince Dr. Seth, I want to 3 of the tracks in chapter 2 will be hip-hop music, like proper hip-hop music, like the way it used to sound. And with this one, the last song will be a rap track as well.
Yeah.
And I'll sprinkle the other rap tracks in between. Yeah. But the hardest rap song is what will end Ubuntu chapter 2.
We can't know who that is.
But Eel Bliss is going to be one of the people there.
Okay. So would you say the rollout for this album will be different from the previous albums you've...
Oh, yeah. The first one that I did it with Freemy Studio. They did a pretty good job. The second one was with Empire. They did a good job as well. But I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed with all they did. So I was like, you know what, Bright, don't let anybody touch your album the next time. Do it yourself. You created it. Now you know how you want to do it.
Okay.
You understand? Now you know how you want to push it. If it's the money, fund it. Look for the money and fund it yourself. You understand? It's a big risk, but I know what I've created, and I strongly believe in it. So this time around, I'm doing it myself, and if you pay attention, it's about to start. We've created some nice technique. It's not going to be the same way these people are doing billboards. Nah, I don't believe in that billboard thing. I just believe in good music.
Yeah.
You know. I won't go all that way. I won't go that far. You understand? All I'll do is work on the album and push it the best way, as hard as I can, and in a very creative way as well. But I believe that the sound will sell itself.
I see.
Yeah.
Of all these artists in the new album, which one would you say was the hardest to get in touch with or work with? And not hard as in complex person, complicated, but delivering the punch.
In actual fact, the first album was easy. Second album was actually harder than the first. This one, we just took our time, but every artist that we reached out to, they came through like almost immediately. Lil J was the one that we kept missing ourselves because he would be out of the country. I'm out. But the day he came to the studio, he walked us out. Like,
you've been looking for me. Here I am.
Yeah, I am. Like he kept going and going. Lil J gave us 2 songs, but I'm only using one. Then for part 2, I'm going to use. Damn, that guy's good. So, One Day Cold should be on the album as well. If he doesn't make the part 1, he will make the part 2. But everyone came through. Like they all came through and supported it. One of the people that I enjoy working with is Files. Right? Files he knows how to do it. Then the person that shocked me the most was Shatawale. I reached out to Shatawale like in the morning. We talked all through the day, and I told him the idea. And the next morning, I had a song. When he sent it down, I was like, okay, this is dope. Can you do this and do this, do this. He said, really? Oh, okay, fine.
Let's get it done.
1 hour later or 2 hours, he sent me an updated one. I was like, perfect, this is what I want. And that guy is a monster, man. Like, I just said, can you just go this way and do? And he went there without any hesitation and grabbed it and nailed it. I was like, damn. And after everything, he called and said, no, brother, you know the way he talks. This song that is yours. You don't need to pay me anything.
Wow.
No split sheet, no nothing. Take it, it's my gift to you. You know, you're a real OG and all that. And it humbled me. And I was like, damn, I was like, dude, really? And he said, yeah. So people like that are rare to come by. Like, a lot of people will say some crap about him, but dude, my personal experience with Shatta is different. It's totally different. He's an amazing guy, a stand-up guy, and not just because he has always been like that with me. The same thing with Kwabena. I wish, and I'm going to make sure he's on the second part of the album. I heard something he did recently. So Kwabena is working with Dr. Seth on some songs. Then I told Dr. Seth, can you let me hear what he did? And I heard it. I was like, Jesus! I almost took the song. I was like, give me that song. But I don't take songs. Like, you know, I like creating it.
From
the beginning. So, yeah, but for each of them, they came. Bayani too. Bayani came.
I feel like that's one person they're keeping. They don't know. When I heard this,
Bayani
what's
is
that song?
good.
Giving them ta.
Yeah. Bayani is very good.
They don't know what they're keeping at.
It took Bayani just an hour, 2 hours to be done with everything. And when he was done, he just left.
The guys that, I'm sure are very soon.
And Peruzzi, Jesus.
Of course,
Peruzzi
has been.
This is a clap for your own. Is it that the sound that I used to announce the album, that dun dugu dun dugu dun? I saw Peruzzi work on that.
Is that the track he's on?
Yeah, that's the track he's on. Damn, I just said that. But it's fine. He knows everybody in there. Peruzzi smashed that track off the park. Like the guy he was beating the track like the track did something to his girlfriend. I don't know. He didn't stop. And what he did that impressed me was the level of confidence. When he was done, he said, let me see if you can put a feature on this album, on this track. And guy, I couldn't.
You didn't need a feature.
I didn't need a feature. When he was done, I look at him, I said, I can put a feature on this one. He got it right. But after listening to the song so many times, I'm going to do something with it. Because that particular song, Wande Cole had dropped something on that song, and it was amazing. So what I'm going to do is, for the part 2, the chapter 2 of the Uburu album, I'm going to take what Wande did and place it on what Peruzzi did. And I'll now bring Files, the bad guy, to do it.
So you're turning into AI.
No, I don't. Now that's what I do now. So I just take Peruzzi's part. I'll carry one day will be in him. There's something he did that I have it.
Yeah.
I'll tell him, guy, this is what you did in Ghana. He did it in Ghana. And then I'll bring Files, the bad guy. So that it's going to be the remix of the song. The song is called Party.
Okay. Hey, that one. Let me just get my.
No. The album is going to be wicked. Yeah, we're doing like 3 remixes. Yeah, from this album, we're doing 3 remixes, and the remixes might be harder than the original song.
Do you have a set date for this album?
Yeah.
Give us some exclusivity.
No, I'll say it. So the album Uburu Chapter 1 drops on the 20th of October.
There you have it.
Bam, 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 bam. Then the Chapter 2 drops in February, most likely the 1st or the 2nd. I'm still trying to confirm. I'll confirm the date.
Is that before your tour?
Before my tour. Can you see the pattern?
I can see that.
There's a pattern. So the thing is,
method to the madness.
Yeah. So I always drop an album right before a tour.
The main thing about it is that you always sometimes I feel like, where did this guy catch the break? It's like something is always happening, you know. I remember when you were flying back from Dallas just to go film for Flatmates, and you had some projects with Prime that you worked
Prime
with
Video,
as well.
yeah.
So you had to get all those done. And by the time you're coming back, you had another project that you had to go back again to get on. So there's always something.
I've tried.
With your
with your schedule. I try to avoid those things, but it doesn't work. So now, anyhow, it'd be like right now, when I'm done here, I'm flying back to go shoot something for Minimi in Nigeria. When I'm done shooting, I'm coming back for Afrima. You know, it's not my fault. Maybe I just be hot cake, you know.
Just keep being hot cake. So we went into Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime, Netflix, you're now like the hot cake, like you said it.
Amen.
Last one laughing, LOL.
Oh, that show.
Talk to us about that show. Because I saw snippets, I saw young skit makers. The thing is, like you, I save delicious creativity content for, I just moved in here. I have like a bundle of canvas there. I just save it for the night before the murder. Not murdering people, murdering the canvas. So the night before the murder, I have music, classical, Nigerian music, skits with new creativity ideas. Like, how did these people do this? Start sending me into pockets of ideas. So I just don't randomly watch things. That one is part of it.
Okay, use it to inspire.
They're my ladders. So they're my levers. And sometimes I climb the ladder, I just pause. I don't finish it at once. Sometimes I read the article, I don't read the whole thing. Once I get there, I just take it. I'll come for it. I saw the skit, I was like, oh, this is hot. How did that one land there?
So, Prime Video, like family, right?
Yeah.
And when they came up with the idea, I loved it, and I saw an opportunity to, like make. So the thing is, in stand-up comedy, we've not had a platform in Nigeria. And when that show came on the table, it came to my table, I was like, no, this is a good platform. This is a good platform for not me alone, but the other guys. And I was like, no, you're going to do this one. And besides, the concept is just phenomenal. It was just so dope. And yeah, we shot it like last year. And to be honest, it's even funnier than what we experienced, because there are some things that probably didn't make the video. But it's something that when season 2 comes, season 2 is going to be better than season 1. It's that kind of show that gets better.
Yeah.
So when I saw the opportunity, I was like, okay, Bright, grab this, because you know that the next level is going to be the best level.
Different.
And it's also a good opportunity, for people to know our talent, see how creative you are and all that. And, I like doing things that are, like, if it's sweet, if it's cerebral, like the creative process behind LOL is so cerebral that sometimes I go like, I wish I created this. Yeah. Those kind of shows, I go like, man, I wish I was the one that created this. LOL is that kind of show. And it was amazing, and the experience working with Prime Video is, those guys are like,
next
level, and they really dedicate, like, they're intentional with what they do. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to doing more stuff with them, man.
So how would you say? Because one thing about you is that you always have things for every brand that you've ever touched.
Yeah,
like it's always been a thing where, no matter the challenge they throw at you, you're able to deliver. But how would you say you pick which one is best for this brand and which one is best for this brand? Based on the fact that you have so many that you work with at the same time, sometimes all in different areas of your career.
So to be honest, some content that I give a brand, I go like, man, Bright, I wish you give that to yourself. You understand? You just keep that one and just keep it for yourself. There are some that I'll do, I'm like, I wish I gave this to this brand. So it's not really, sometimes I create and I don't know which brand, I don't know the brand to give it to. You understand? So it happens. You will never know which one.
How to decide.
So sometimes it comes, most times it comes and I just keep it. And go like, you know what? When the brand comes, I'll just give it to them. Like, you know, there are so many. Like there was one time before that mini-me ad came, I wrote, before they approved that one, I had sent in like 7 other ads to them that I still have access to.
Wow.
So those 7 ads, they are all equally good.
Original
and it can work,
original
content that I can recreate for other brands. So the reason I love when brands task me, so Bright, we want to do this stuff. I just start creating. I say, no, we don't like this one. It doesn't represent our brand well. I say, okay. I'll give you another one. I'll keep that one. So they're actually helping me increase develop more content. My catalog now. Dude, if brand comes now and say, Bright, we want you to do X, Y, Z. All I need to do is to go back to the hard drive with the guy open that one, Bright, just bring out everything. So most times it's bespoke. They'll come tell me what they want. And I'm like, okay, this is what you want to sell. What do you want to sell?
Yeah.
Like there's a new brand I'm working with. They're called Consummate Traders. You know, they send it's actually a tough one because I've never done anything like that before. But I love the brand. When I read about them, I love what they do. I'm interested. You know, I'm interested to work with them. And I still haven't gotten I don't know how I'm going to sell it, but it's going to be sold, you know? So projects like this are the ones I enjoy the most because if it's more difficult, it's more fun.
Yeah.
You understand? And I believe it's going to be fun, man.
Are there some brands you think is not good for your image?
Oh, a lot.
Okay.
Ooh.
So there's some things that way you've had to turn down because
a lot. I keep turning. I turned one down today, Seth. When the guy came, I just said to do just one small project. I said 100 million. He said, sir, the money is too much. I said 100 million. The guy offered 50. I said no. I didn't want to do it. Do you understand? If the guy had said 100 million, I'll pay. I'm like, damn. Okay, I'm not available.
Because it doesn't align with what you're doing.
Yeah, it doesn't align with my brand. Because there are some brands I cannot represent.
Of course.
Based on what I've built over time. Yeah. And, you know, the kids as well.
Yes.
You know, the people that see me as a role model and all that, you know, my own kids.
Of course.
You know, I can't be advertising, for instance, now I can't be advertising a drink that helps with knacking. Yeah, and I say, if you drink this drink, your bulla goes to, come on, man. You know, all these, they are bets. All these bets. I did one brand back then. That first time when the betting thing started, sure bet, but for some reason, I don't know what happened to them. And if I'm going to work with a new betting brand, if I'm going to do it, there has to be something to it. Like there has to be
substance, not something that's just going to fizzle away.
Yeah, there has to be a catch to it. There must be something that they do that is different from what other brands are doing. Like when I see, and now they've adulterated this whole influencing thing. Everybody now an influencer, you know. So I don't want to. No, I'm not a dead fish. I don't go with the flow. So when everybody do that now, just go one side, look at everybody, and do my thing differently. So because of that, there are some brands like if a betting company comes now, you pay, you pay, and it's not even 100. I'll cut your throat. You know, because I don't want to do it. You know, then I like one of the brands. The brand, like if a brand, one of the brands that I would love to work for. Yeah, it's a telecommunication brand.
Okay.
As long as they can give me creative control over the things.
I love creative control.
That's
where we start to talk.
Bro, on telecoms, the ideas, my God, it's pours, it showers. Like if I can sell anything regarding
sent something beautiful. Two of my friends went to London today to watch Man City Arsenal game. And I was looking for some joke to send to the group just to make fun of them.
Mhm.
And I saw an idea that MTN did. And the title of that is just Jackpot. No matter where you jackpot to, don't forget to call home. I was like, oh, that's brilliant. And when you can see creativity and you can see a typical ad.
Right,
and
you can see a message.
A work of art. You can see a message. And I can understand where you're coming from, wanting those type of creative works with them. So, hey, you hear him. Telecom.
Communication. There was one time I was an ambassador for Glow, but I didn't have creative control.
Globacom.
If they had given me creative control, my God. So there's some brands like that. Banks too.
Yeah, you're good with banks.
I'm good with banks too. It's bank. If you just tell me to sell anything for a bank, wow. But they've not given it to me yet.
I like the other one with Samsung Galaxy.
It still telecoms in a way. In a way.
And you know the specific one I'm talking about when you were talking about your date.
My girl,
you took everybody for a ride. Everybody went on a good ride.
But you see, so when it comes to communication, those things, it's fun to me. Like the Samsung one, I think I did two. One was my new girlfriend. And the other one was when I talked about the story of a girl that came to dance for me in a club.
That's what I want to. Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah. So those things, bro. If you leave me, I'll. So even when Samsung were talking to me, I was telling them that, well, I can't tell you what to do.
Yeah.
But if I were you, I'll engage me more than this. Name the product, you will sell them. You know, I'm an Igbo man. First and foremost, I can say I'm a trader. I'm a professional trader. By default, by blood. If I wasn't doing stand-up comedy, I swear, and I was in a real hustle, bro, I probably would have been one of those Igbo men bringing generators to Nigeria. You know now. I've done my containers for the high seas all the time. You see the Bright fridge, Bright me, Okpocha Bright. Don't try me.
Bright
pressing iron, doors,
roofing
sheets,
nails.
But those things you can't do that when you're doing entertainment.
Of course,
it's too much.
Yeah. It kills your creative ideas.
Yeah,
it makes it commercial and
you can't.
Do it.
Even right now, I was telling my guys that like this is my cancel culture, because the name of my UK tour 2024 is called Cancel Culture. So I know with my tours, by my set linked tours, it's around the topic. You know, for me to finish writing the Cancel Culture set, I'll need to disengage myself from everything I'm doing. That's why I want to be done with everything in November.
Okay.
So that way my December, January is... I've written about 50% of the set, but now I want to try and finish it and rewrite everything.
Okay.
Like the Unprovoked tour, I actually wrote 80% of that set a month to the tour. Something happened this year that changed the whole tour. There was a rumor, there's some stories that came out that were like, you know what, I'm changing the set. The same thing happened last year. Last year, I changed my set 2 days. Bro, I won't lie to you. You know, sometimes you would just say, let's be humble. Man, fuck that shit, man.
Like a long time ago.
Sometimes I tap myself for shoulder. You they kill him. Like Ben Bright, you smash this one. So last year told the voices in my head. That was last year. That set 2 days before the show in the apartment, I changed the set. I told my manager, like, I'm not doing the set I came with. I'm writing a new set. Really? How? What? Was there? And then you came now. You were there. I remember that you talk. You were there. Yeah. I wrote a new set, 48 hours. And guess what? How was it?
It was amazing.
Yeah. So those things, when I do those things, that's how I tell myself, that's how I actually reconfirm the blessings from God. I was like, okay, God, you bless me, Sha. You bless me for this one because easy. You understand? But when I'm intentional, that one it was 2 days. This one was like a month or two. So it was even better than last year's one. This one, I'm gonna have about like 2 to 3 months, which is probably more because I've written 50% of it and all those stuff. So well, I love my job, man. This job's sweet. The job they give me hard on.
So you still plan on dropping the mic in the next 5 years?
It might be sooner.
Why you say that?
I said 5 years because I was like, Brad, give or take from your own projection, this is where it ends.
Yeah. That's the maximum.
50 years. I want to be done at 50 because I have other plans. But the things that I was planning to do at 50 is about to happen now.
Okay.
Do you get it?
So it
might be sooner than...
You know how they tell you delivery date is between this period and this period?
Yeah.
So don't focus on the end period.
It might be the first
date they ask for.
That's when you fall in.
Yeah, so the way it's looking, next year might be my last tour.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, as it is. Next year, I might just...
So go see
him. You know what? I'm done. But I don't think it will be because I don't want to just throw it on people. So if by next year, which is going to happen, it's actually going to happen. I know I see it now because I've gotten my green light and everything. So it's how to plan it and, wiggle my way around it. But the name of my last tour is called The Last Stand, not Cancel Culture. So even when I'm done with cancel culture for the whole of 2024, and I want to sign out, I'm going to do 2025. Okay. So that would not probably be my last tour, and it will be called This Last Stand. That's the last time you're going to see me on stage doing stand-up, at least for a very long time. Because what I'm jumping into, it takes a long time to conclude. Like, I might be working for like a whole year for just one project.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes 8 months, sometimes a year and a half. I can't be doing that and be active in. I need to, what I decided. I say, Bright, look, forget this because I didn't jump into this thing for the fame or the money and all those stuff. Yeah. So to put my face there, I know. Now I've seen some people. I've seen some of my colleagues. They like fame, man. God, it is sweet there.
Just lick the ice cream, beginning to end.
But it's not that. Yeah, it's good, it's dope, but
you have to know how to use it.
Once it's done, it's done. No, they do and say, man, I don't want me to forget my face. They will not forget your face. Do you understand? Yeah. They never forget Fela face.
No.
Or Bob Marley face.
No.
As long as you make a mark, you do the right thing, you create a lot of
work is
your work is artistic and they will not forget you.
You're not going anywhere. We always talk about it.
You go nowhere. Yeah. Michael Jackson face still did now.
Yeah, even continue to compare with people. When they start comparing those that have gone with somebody who's still alive.
Still alive, dude. That's some shit.
Okay, you're in history book.
You're in history book.
And I told you something. I think I was speaking to an artist the other day, and they're like, "Why don't you have art shows? Why not?" I said, Kerry James Marshall said something. If they can write an art book without including me in the art book. So overall, you just want to write an art, then I still have work to do. And I told myself, if I'm not coming to the artistic plate, being able to do video, sculpture, performance like this, painting, they haven't even scratched the back. Because when they talk about you in future, they have to reference
your
work. And so they'll use it as a noun. They say, do it as Basketmouth did it, given that it did stand-up comedy, albums, did movies, then did TV shows on streaming platforms. Now you're becoming a sentence.
Yeah.
And that's when you're legendary.
Yeah.
And it's not chasing after legendary. It's just like expiring everything God or the universe has given you. If it's in there, if you're multifunctional, multidisciplinary, because people say, why are you doing more than film? You're doing documentary, it's in there. It's not my fault.
Yeah. No, exactly. It's not. I'm not.
When you want to write the story, Fela is not telling anyone to put him in any conversation. I went to Walmart the other day in my neighborhood here, and they were playing Fela, and I looked at them, have you been to where this guy used to live and perform? Do you really know who you're playing?
That's it. That's when you're
And
legendary.
that's how you know your stuff is touching people's lives.
Yeah, so that's I'm more interested in the things I've done. Like you see, like the way they go back and bring my old work, like from two things involved, people are still posting. That's like from 24 years, 23 years ago. You know, when I see people go like, man, Basketmouth did this, and I'm like, man, damn. And then I see some old work, I'm like, okay, Bright. All right, that's not bad. But then I ask myself, right, you need to drop some things, some new stuff that, you know, that can beat this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
I can rewrite this.
You can write, yeah. Like you need to.
Speaking of people talking about you and people acknowledging you, you have been nominated for the Headies this year.
Oh, yes. Second time.
Last year, you were nominated last year.
Yeah, man.
Nominated again. Are you looking towards receiving this award? What would you do? I mean, you deserve it.
I deserve it, right? Although that last year on, I knew I was going to win Album of the Year. That category was too tough, man. Whiskey was there.
Like
Was Burna Boy there? Whiskey.
Album of the Year.
Oh yeah, I can't remember. It was some from Monsters.
Was
like 3 or 4.
I think Ashake was in there.
No, it wasn't there. I don't think it was there. But like 3 heavyweights were there. So, but this one, this year is looking good. I feel good about it, and I'm going to attend it as well since I'm here in the States. So I'll fly out there with Yabas. Yabas was a high life hip hop kind of fusion. So I knew that, you know, except the nominated for an alternative category or high life category, which they don't have, then I stand a chance. So I like, but so he wasn't even nominated, but he got its recognitions and all that. Then with Horoscopes, it was a more grounded album in terms of we touched everything, even with the Afrofusion and all those stuff. It was just different tracks. We played around it, you know. Some songs you can't even tell whether they are Afro beats or just Afro pop or whatever. We just played around.
Rave, Afrofusion.
But Horoscopes, for me, I listened to both albums. Horoscopes is more sophisticated. It's a more sophisticated album than Yabas. Horoscopes should win an award. And I'm hyped. I'm gingered about it. I'm excited. And if peradventure I don't win, the good thing is I do not judge my work. You understand? Based on
that type of recognition.
No, I don't judge my work based on awards and all that. I know that it's dope.
Yeah, the creative.
I know that it's an excellent work. So if I don't win it, it doesn't make it any less dope, because at the end of the day, I wasn't the only person. It wasn't only 5 people that released an album last year. You understand? A lot of people.
And they were heavyweights.
Heavyweights, so if 5 albums,
those ones.
if 5 alternative albums were selected and I made the 5, I'm okay. That's the truth. I'm good, which means I'm on that table. I'm there. I'm seated. But I believe I'm going to win an award, at least alternative album of the year. Let's leave the alternative song of the year, because that flavor is there. Game changer. That song is an animal. So that one, more live on. Flavor. Well, you see that album?
Flavor.
My album solid. So I'm excited about it, because this is me. I just jumped into music barely 2 years ago, and I've gotten in total 5 Headies nomination. That's dope, if you ask me. That's pretty dope, you know. And I'm humbled about it. It didn't enter my head though, you know. But
it's pretty packed too, you know.
My September.
Yeah, you have the Headies.
I have the Headies and the Afrima. So I'm hosting the Afrima as well. Interesting times ahead. I love it.
Your birthday is coming up.
My birthday is coming up. I'm gonna be. No, I'm not. But I'll hang with my friends. I'm hanging with my friends. I'm just gonna open the doors to my office all day that day. I think it falls on a Thursday, September 14th. I think it's a Thursday, and just have people come in, hang with them, chill, So just have fun and just easy day. I don't want to. I want to stop mentioning my age. And scare the Gen Z.
You're fresh boy.
Yeah, but I don't want to scare this Gen Z because I want to lose. No serious. They even carry my distance. I get to blend with them. I tattoo the remain.
I see you have a new.
Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah, you see, I told you now. Yeah.
You want to prepare them?
No, not really. It's something.
The thing about you is that the part of staying relevant is also making sure that your well-being is staying relevant.
Yeah.
You're keeping intact with yourself.
Yeah.
You don't call yourself old. I don't ever hear you.
No, I'm a young boy. I'm still 25, 30 in my head.
Burning. That's why you keep burning people, new things, new experience. So I feel like you never let that.
No age. I don't consider myself. No. Anyway. I still want to hang with those. I keep forgetting. Like sometimes it's until they call me uncle. I'm like, shit, damn. Fuck, you're older than these guys. Okay, excuse yourself. But to be honest, like the earrings, I've always wanted to have, to get a piercing. And I told myself, I said, Bright, don't do it now. Don't do all these things now. Do it when you're done with everything. Do it when, it's not distracting anybody. Nobody's going to say, oh, he's wearing earrings now and all that stuff. Do it when you don't arrive. So, I'm still under 50, right? So at least I still have some time to put out 4 tattoos here, one for my chest. I'm aging backwards.
Yeah, I mean,
as I reached, so what happened? I think what happened was, as I got to 40, I started going backwards. And that's why.
Before 40, you were always wearing dark tones, colors.
Yeah, you notice.
Your dressing is not being
going colorful. Before 40, I was black, dark, brown, this, that. As I got to 40,
no more.
I started going back. Now I see colors. This one, very soon you still start seeing me with purple. Maybe I might even paint my nails. Yeah. Please went quiet. I'll paint my nails and just, put a gold teeth.
It's all in your creativity.
It's all the creativity, man. It's where it takes me to.
Yeah, wherever creativity.
Do you come to the icon brunches here?
Of course. I've missed the icon brunch. Once, Abi?
Yeah.
The first one. You've hyped the icon brunch so much that I feel like I've missed 2 or 3. You understand?
No, it's even deep. It's going. The hype is not even here.
It is not started yet. Worry. But yeah, I want to be part of it. And I saw the clips, the videos, even the promo videos, and I was like, damn, this is good, And I love the idea of it.
Yeah.
I love the fact that, first of all, the style, the dressing, the location, the what's behind it, like the intention, the idea behind it, the sickle cell, anemia stuff, and I love when there's a message in anything.
It has
you
substance.
Got me. That has substance. You got me. And I told myself that I think it was 6 or 7. It was last year. I said, man, I'm not missing the next one. So I'm actually traveling. It was Icon Brunch I was supposed to come for, not Afrima. So it was because I was coming for Afrima. And although Anderson had told me that, look, you hosted the first edition, you should host the 10th edition. Yeah. I was like, okay, dope, let's do it. So I'm coming back. I think I'm here on the 16th. Do Icon Brunch, do Afrima, and I'm out on the 18th. That's that. I'm coming specifically for those 2 events. And I'm happy it's happening at the same time. It starts from Icon Brunch. When I'm done with the brunch, and I'll go to Afrima to have fun on stage. So it's I'm looking forward to that. And you guys, you should come out. Icon Brunch is where you want to be. For the guys, they've got some beautiful girls coming. That's where I'm going.
It's more than just a brunch. So
it's more than just a brunch. It's networking.
Yeah,
it's a place that you can network, and all these guys, they are upwardly mobile, individuals, and the reason for it is to also shed more light and educate people on sickle cell. A lot of people don't know much about it. The next one, you do malaria. Add malaria to it. It's not a problem you guys have, Sha. It's true. So forget malaria. Just forget it. We'll do our own brunch in Lagos. I think you should do Icon brunch in Lagos too.
We're working on it.
That's going to be around December.
Yeah,
when people, I think it's going to be dope if you do it around December and just get everybody.
I mean, the goal is to travel it around the world.
Yeah.
It's been a
brunch,
thing where
Lagos,
we feel like
Accra.
creating a space people to celebrate themselves and look good at the same time as well. Also teaching and talking about a cause that is so dear to us, because the melanated society are the ones which sickle cell affects. So that's why it's something that we need to be able to educate our people, especially strongly. The notion of genotype testing, because just by you testing your genotype to know exactly what your genotype is, you could know exactly who to marry, or just early onset on you preparing to have a baby, and you know exactly the steps to take and all of that. So there's all the things that we want to teach through the brunch.
It's a perfect way to do it. There's no other way to pass messages that when someone is having fun.
Of course.
The best way.
Yeah.
That time the mind is open, everybody's excited. And that's why you see a lot of people, even in movies, they do it.
Yeah.
They do it. Let me give you one. It was a time they were doing it so many times, I think they've stopped it. It was for smoking cigarettes. It's always after sex. When the guy don't knock the woman. You can't go naked, can't go balcony, can't carry the cigar. The girl will now come behind you, come hold on. At the next, everybody like, what about smoking? It's true. And they do it in bed. So the guy, after they just finish having sex, the guy will just carry cigarette, just had to smoke. The girl too will just smoke. They do it. They know how to do it. You understand? They do it with drinks. They do it with everything.
Everything. They put
it's when it's true entertainment. You send a message.
People don't want to receive any message when things are hard on them. When you're having a good dream, talking to people of eloquence, that's when you can pass a good message to people. They'll listen, they'll hear, they'll understand. And even if they're not paying attention, those that are not paying will know subconsciously what that is all about. So that's a good event to be.
Do you have any exciting things coming out?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Tell us about it.
I'm going to say something now.
Okay.
So some people saw myself and Lai Wasabi and assumed that, okay, maybe it was the Prime Video content that we're creating or, in actual fact, we worked on a mini series and it's for, I can't mention the name of the brand because that's going to ruin it, but it's a mini series and it's called The Sloppy Life of Basketmouth and Lai Wasabi. It's got 3 parts and it's very interesting. You will love it. It's I think it's coming out in October.
Okay, nice.
First week in October. I'm looking forward to that one.
Closing the year with a bang.
Oh yeah. I'm kicking some asses, yeah.
Oh, Canon.
Yeah. So I'm doing that. Then that's the series. Then I've got my show, Basketmouth Unprovoked, November 26th. I've got the album coming, and we're working. I'm going to shoot a video of one of the songs upon my arrival. Party with Peruzzi.
Okay.
We're shooting that. It's going to be out on the same day with the album because we wanted to do a single and then the album. I'm like, no.
Drop everything at once.
Just drop everything at once. There's no need to stress ourselves because if you do that, it means you're doing it twice. You promote the single, then go back and start promoting the album. I don't have that time. So just do everything. If the album is good, it's good. People will consume it and, move on. Then I've got, and I've got another, the brand I was telling you about, Consummate Traders. I'm creating some very interesting things for them as well. Yes, my UK tour coming up. Oh, yeah. And I'm doing some amazing discounts this year. I'm selling some things. I can't say it now, but I'm gonna announce it on my birthday. So make sure that you have at least like 6,000 naira, 6,500 to like 13,000, 15K in your account on the 14th of September, because you don't want to lose out from that. Yeah, my birthday, I'm celebrating my birthday, in a different way. Not like grand style, but I'm celebrating in a different way. I'm giving back. So now you will give me. Yeah. But this one is sweet, and I'm talking to some of the brands I represent, like with Mini Me. I've told them whether they like it or not, but I'll do it. But they said it's cool. They gave me thumbs up. I want to send some packs of Mini Me chin chin and noodles to about like 50 to 100 people that live in Lagos, because I can't do the whole traveling thing. Yeah, that live in Lagos. For some of them, I'll see if I can give it to them personally and all that. And then the brand, which are about Origin, I'm going to give her some drinks as well. I'll deliver it to you to celebrate my birthday. For some, I'm trying to talk to a bank or some of these financial institutions, maybe consummate traders, so we can give like 100K to about 10 people or to about like 50 people. That's about like 5 million. That's not too much of money now, B. So your share, so we can give more people. Yeah. We'll give like 5 million now. That's like 50 people.
Yeah,
right?
5 million, 100,000, that's 10, 50.
That's 50 people. 50. Yes, that's 5 million. Because 5 is still small. 5 is just 100. That's just 500K. That's not enough. So like 50 people on the birthday. Just give her things, random stuff. Just blast them off. Even if it lasts for 2 days, just they go. So that's where I'm at. But the way we timed it is intentional. Like September 10th, I'm doing an artist listening party. Oh, I forgot to talk about that one. I'm doing an artist listening party in Lagos on the 10th of September. Then the 14th, the birthday giveaway and things. Then after that, I'll chill, do Icon brunch and Afrima, go back to Nigeria. I'm going to go on a short break, take some more time.
Ready for the show?
Go ready for the show. Then do the show. The month before the show, which is October, on the 15th, we're doing an album listening party. Then the album listening party is going to be dope. It's going to be, I'm making it look like a concert.
Oh, nice.
Like when
that's
you walk,
in Lagos.
That's in Lagos. When you walk into the venue, I've told my people I've told them the ideas that I want to have brains everywhere. You understand? Brains everywhere, like, with lights around it, like it's breathing, illuminating light, like, have it everywhere, and with the nerves. So I want them to see if they can have all the brains connected with lights and things, They can do it now. Just make them all around. So it will be the light, it will be the ambience light of the venue. So just brains and everything just around everywhere. Because it's not just doing an album launch, it's an experience.
Yeah, of course.
It's an experience. I want to see if someone self can even make me a face cap that is a brain. You see the brain. I just want to do them now. Just have fun, because it's going to look funny if I wear a face cap that is a brain. Is that my sneakers?
Well, it's not a sneakers anymore. It's a sculpture.
So is that my artwork?
It's your artwork. Well, for people, they think, okay, it's a sneakers, but it's a canvas that you can use to create whatever you want to create, and depending on how you mold it. I feel like I've remolded the whole situation around this shoe. For me, it's now a sculpture that have been with us throughout this whole conversation, has developed a new form of itself, and maybe has a soul. So it's for you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yo, guys, check this out. See?
Well, we would like to thank you so much for coming.
I feel we're ourselves now. You go with this thing, man.
Fresh now, always now.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much,
man.
Man.
Really appreciate this. Thank you for being our
Your
guest.
time.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking your time. And
It's been a while I did this, and I don't talk too much because most times when I talk, I enter trouble.
no problem.
So I be enter trouble. Well.
No trouble this time. Don't worry.
I love it. Yeah,
No
this
trouble
is it.
time.
This is it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, knockout, man. So thank you very much, my man.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, man.
Thank you, Emmanuel, for your
Thank you,
support.
Jeremiah.
Thank you to our camera guy.
Oh, Jerry.
Aaron.
Sorry, that he mixed names up.
The Wizard. The Wiz. I'm going to give him a new nickname. I'll change his name on my phone. Aaron the Wiz.
Aaron is the one that recorded the skit that I did. Yeah, the one for Prime. Yeah, the one that I said. The final one where I announced the show. Aaron was the one. I also was the one that did the promo video for my tour that I was calling Davido and Wizkid. He did that too. Brilliant chap. Brilliant.
Thank you. Well, thank you everyone for joining us on this episode. We'll catch you on the next one. Have a wonderful day.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, bye guys. Bye. See, check this out, man.
Turn up your TV or your phone.
Yeah, same, man.